I'm feeling high.
Time probably is the most fascinating and intriguing concept known to mankind, to which for centuries brilliant minds across the world have dedicated their lives to unravel the mysteries surrounding it. Trying to understand what exactly is time. Can we manipulate it? Can we relive the past by traveling back in time? Is it possible to change our present or jump forward in time to see things before they even happened? Wormholes, black holes, traveling close to the speed of light, or creating a time machine could make time travel a possibility one day. But that is a future very far away from our present, and most of us probably won't be alive to see that sort of technological development. But don't worry, right now there is a group of remarkable people who are working to help us understand and explore the endless possibilities of time travel and how mind-bending and daunting experience it could be. And that group of people is called the filmmakers. Yeah, I was talking about the movies. I obviously don't know any top secret organizations who has a time machine that will send you on deadly missions in the past or future. But that would be so cool. Now, time travel has been a hot selling point in the media franchises for decades, and it's ever growing with new minds and new ideas. For years, filmmakers have combined actual science and fiction and told some brilliant stories that totally blew our minds and kept us wanting more. And one such mind-boggling story was told by German filmmakers Baron Bo Odar and John J. Frise, who created the show Dark. I'm not sure I said their names right, but great work, guys. Anyways, as you have read the title of this video, we are gonna dig a little and explore why Dark is a masterpiece. And this video contains some serious spoilers for the entire series. You have been warned. Now let's begin the first cycle. The show starts off pretty slow with the disappearance of 3 children, but what follows is the world's largest roller coaster ride with mind-bending twists in different timelines and alternate realities, also known as parallel worlds. Though the show is set in the present time, it makes simultaneous jumps between the years 1888 and 2053. And the best thing about these jumps is the outstanding presentation and highly realistic environment it creates with a strong sense of seriousness in the storytelling. Now, starting our journey with the nature of storytelling, I'm saying it right now that this is the best version of time travel I have ever seen. Everything about it is just great, and why I'm calling it a masterpiece is because of the mysterious environment and the level of unpredictability this show offers. It's just an impossible task to predict what's gonna happen. The writing is so precise and so gripping that even after having literally hundreds of characters and alternate timelines, the show never feels like it made the smallest mistake with the characters, or they created such a complex family tree that now they are lost and don't know what they are doing. They are always one step ahead of what we think, and that's the kind of writing that puts this brilliant show among the likes of epic films such as Inception, Interstellar, or Predestination. The hardest part in making such a show would be the writing process to give all the characters and their stories a believable journey that is original, important, and doesn't feel unnecessarily forced on the audience just because they wanted to show off some cool time travel. I can't praise the writers enough. They have done a fantastic job creating this complex web of characters with such accuracy, which is consistent throughout the entire series. You'll fall in love with the writing, the twists and turns, the characters, and the intelligent story building that gets even more engaging and deep with each episode. Now, the second factor I'm considering is the complexity among the characters' family tree, which becomes even more difficult to understand with the introduction of a parallel world. And the way every character's story, every action, every small detail in each timeline smoothly blends in with the story is an outstanding example of the brilliance in character building and storytelling. I know it's really a nightmare to remember all the characters and their origins, but when we take some time and break down the family tree, it becomes tremendously satisfying. We get a feeling of accomplishment that we have successfully used 100% of our brain without turning into a lunatic. I'll give you an example. This dude right here is Bartosz, and he has the most intertwined family among all others. Bartosz is the son of Regina Tiedemann, who is the daughter of Claudia, who is the daughter of Egon Tiedemann. This seems pretty simple at first. Now, Bartosz travels back in time from 2020 to 1888, where he waits for 12 years to meet a girl called Silja, who also travels back in time from 2053, and she's Hannah and Egon Tiedemann's daughter. That makes Silja his grandmother's sister, or in more simple words, Claudia's stepsister. Now, this is gonna get even more crazy now. In the early 1800s, Bartosz and Silja get married and have 2 children, Noah and Agnes. Talking about Agnes first, she is the mother of Toronto Nielsen, who is the father of Ulrich Nielsen, who is the father of 3 children, Martha, Magnus, and Mikkel. So that means Bartosz is the great-grandfather of Ulrich and the great-great-grandfather of his children. Also, Mikkel travels back in time from 2019 to 1986 and marries Hannah and have a son called Jonas. Honestly, I'm so fucked up right now. So that makes Silja Jonas's sister and Bartosz as his brother-in-law. Yeah. Let's leave them here and get to know Noah better. So Noah and Elizabeth Doppler, who is the daughter of Charlotte and Peter Doppler, have a daughter sometime in 2040s who is stolen by Charlotte and Elizabeth from 2053, and what happens to her is not shown in season 3, but the clockmaker Tannhaus said earlier that he received Charlotte in a basket outside his house. So most likely that's where the future versions of Charlotte and Elizabeth took her, so that everything happens the way it has always happened. So Noah travels back in time to find his daughter Charlotte when he's killed by his sister Agnes, and Noah also killed old Claudia, who is his father Bartosz's grandmother, that makes Claudia Noah's great-grandmother. I will leave it here now and let us all take deep breaths and count to 5 backwards to absorb all this crazy ass stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll give this show 5 stars just because they created this family out of Bartosz, and even though it's extremely complex, it's just the intelligent writing that makes everything so butter smooth. It never feels like an unnecessary dragging, it's always a new reveal, it's always a new suspense, and the crazy thing is most of them don't even know who they are related to. It's always in the dark. Man, I love stuff like this. Moving forward with our analysis, the next big thing is the innovation and exploration. Whatever crazy stuff that I said few seconds ago effortlessly fits in the story like a hand in a glove. Until the end of season 2, the story revolved around time travel, and at the end they added a parallel universe to save Jonas, which was further explored in season 3. At first I was really confused and angry as I felt that they were just adding more stuff to make things more awesome. And of course the idea of parallel universe has always been the center of attraction in time travel, sometimes also referred to as a multiverse. But as we progress in the season, it becomes clear that how and why the parallel world existed and how it was important to end everything for once and for all. The writers of this show always had the plan to introduce the alternate timeline to conclude this epic series in the 3rd season, and it's not like the idea just popped up in their heads for a new season. And if the series did not end with the 3rd season, it would have felt like an unnecessary stretch like Money Heist season 5, which they obviously could have ended in part 4. And since Adam had already been crowned the ultimate king of one world, Eva's kingdom had to be equally strong and powerful with their own set of beliefs and objectives, and hence they had a leader in this reality. And just like Adam, Eva was the one to make the hard decisions to make sure everything happened the way it always has. That is brilliant character building right there. I really liked it that the show does not have the slightest distraction from the story or any unnecessary drama. The journey to explore the origin world and how it split into 2 worlds was just a beautiful explanation for what was happening, and more importantly why it was happening in the first place. It's always that one small thing that either prevents a war or starts it in the first place. And the clockmaker's family's accident was that one small thing that started it all. Though it's a satisfying reason, but many won't like it as much as others due to the very high bar set by the show for every little thing. And all the steps to be followed to put an end to all of it was just an emotional journey and totally did justice to the original idea of this show. The cast is just brilliant, and the thing is that I can't talk about them all for obvious reasons. You know. And the last thing I liked about this show was that even though Adam and Eva are the smartest and the oldest players in the time travel game, they both were wrong. They never really knew what the origin really was and how to put an end to it. And Adam and Eva both had to accept that they were wrong, and that's where the legend of Claudia Tiedemann came into play. While everyone was in a war, Claudia unlocked the secrets of the origin and guided Adam to the path of making everything right. So that was all from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and the show as much as I did, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more stuff like this, and share it among your crazy time traveler friends.